What's up guys, my name is Thyre from YoreMTG and it's time for another one of the top 5 commons and uncommons that you want to find in your pre-release pool, and they're probably pretty good for limited in Kaladesh. Kaladesh is one of my favorite sets ever. I think this looks super fun. It has everything I want, the artifacts and the tokens and the energy. It just seems like a set with a really high power level. And we're gonna go down my top 5 blue cards. Blue, sadly, is I think is the worst color of the set for limited, but I think there are cool combinations with blue that you could really build to work out great. There are some cool cards. I really like. An honorable mention goes out to the long fin, the Sky Whale, the 4/3 flyer for 4 that can block only creatures flying. I think that is great for mid-range or an aggressive flyers type build. But starting off at number 5, we have Malfunction. 1 blue, 3 colorless for an enchantment aura. You enchant artifact or creature. When it enters the battlefield, tap enchanted permanent, and the enchanted permanent doesn't untap during its controller's untap step. Classic blue removal. Stops a creature from untapping. It's basic, 4 mana, decent removal for blue. I think you want to combo blue with something that's a little bit more removal. Blue works tempo-wise often really good, and blue doesn't stand well on itself in the set, but Malfunction is one of the better commons of the set for sure, and functions as sweet removal. Number 4, we have Glimmer of Genius, which is a card that I really like for constructed, and could also work well in limited. I think if you want to build a control type deck, I think this is great if you want to find your next land drop, or if you want to skip your next land drop. If you have enough mana, great late game card for sure. Can also be pretty good at turn 4. It is 1 blue, 3 colorless for an instant, uncommon. You scry 2, draw 2, and get 2 energy counters. And I think people are underestimating energy in this set for sure. I think energy and your ability to gain energy is easy, and it has a lot of ways to interact. And getting 2 energy just like this, super sweet with some of the cards we're gonna look at next for other colors and stuff. White doesn't focus a lot of on energy, but for example, I really like green for energy. Red is also great for energy, but I really like this card. You scry 2, you draw 2, which is like draw 3 pretty much, because you get to scry, you get to put your lands on the bottom and actually draw spells or something. You get to dig 4 cards deep, which is great if you want to find your 5th land drop, or if you want to find one of your better threats. So I think this is a super sweet card at instant, and should definitely see some play. Number 3, we have Either Theorist, which is a 1/3 for 1 blue and 1 colorless. It's a creature of Vulcan Rogue, common. When it enters the battlefield, you get 3 energy, and you can tap it and pay 1 energy to scry 1. I like this for a number of reasons. Most of all, I really like scrying. You know, it's blue. You get to scry. You get to do things with cards. But a 1/3 is great for servos. It just chips away at them. You can't really attack into this guy, and it takes 3 servos or 3 thopters to actually kill this off. So I think this is a stable body for sure. Getting 3 energy is sweet when you combo this with another color, and even on its own it does really nice stuff, like scrying, which is always a nice thing to do at the end of your opponent's turn. For example, you just get to scry, you see what you're gonna draw pretty much, if you want that, or you can just bottom it if you don't want to. So if unnecessary land drops later on in the game, you could definitely avoid that by just scrying away. And getting 3 energy for 2 mana, fantastic I think. Moving on to number 2, we have a card that is vastly underrated I think, and reminds me very much of a card from excuse me, Eldritch Moon. It's pseudo removal. It's an enchantment aura for 1 blue and 1 colorless. It has flash, enchant creature or vehicle. When it enters the battlefield, you get 2 energy counters, and then Enchanted Permanence gets -4, -0. I really like this card because, one, it's instant speed, it has flash, so you can do it whenever you want. -4, -0 is most often gonna just turn off their best creature. Not a lot of things in this set goes large, but it does go wide. But you can hinder their large thing, like their Longfin Sky Whale or their Arbor Black Stomper, or things like that with this card. And just tacking on 2 energy counters on that, I think is super sweet, because energy is really useful. Always believe in energy, because it's gonna do you a lot of things, especially it's a good sink. Instead of mana sink, you have the energy sink. So energy is really sweet to have, and it really will advance you in the game, for sure. Number 1 is a super sweet little thing. It's Experimental Aviator, which is a 0/3 flyer for 2 blue and 3 colorless, uncommon, human artificer. And when it enters the battlefield, create 2 1/1 colorless Thopter artifact creature tokens with flying. Sweet, right? It's basically 2/5 flying for 5 mana, which is not super good, but it's good at fending off your opponent's flyers for sure. But that you get the fact that you get this spread out between 3 different creatures, all with flying, I think is super sweet. And there are a lot of flicker effects in this limited format, and you better believe those are crazy with this card. Flicking this, bouncing it to your hand, doing things like that is really gonna help you out, because you just get to make Thopters and Thopters and Thopters 2 at a time. That is absolutely fantastic. I really like Experimental Aviator. I love Thopter tokens. I love the spread, because like your opponent is a lot of the times just gonna like, should I actually cast a removal spell on the 0/3, because they could just bounce it or blink it, and then they get more and more Thopters all of the time. So I actually think this is a super sweet card, and the best thing you want to find in your pre-release pool, and it should also be fantastic, maybe first or second pick in draft. Those are all of my top 5 blue cards, uncommons and commons for Kaladesh. If you like this video, please go ahead and leave a like. You can comment, you can also subscribe to YoreMTG. I would love to have you there. It'd be super sweet, and I'll talk to you guys in the next video. Goodbye!